Back to the Sports Zone. We're going to break down the Southwest Division where Kansas has been reigning supreme, and they've got a sleeper right here over. And this game is going to be played in San Antonio in the Dome. And if you haven't been to a dome or played in the Dome, everyone always says it's a shooting nightmare for people. I mean, they say you're just shooting in open space. For Richmond, they're coming in as a 12th seed. They're 29-7 out of the Atlantic 10. A young squad. They're taking on a 34-2 Kansas team that's been a number one for a brief moment this year. Who do you like? Kansas, the big heavy favorite in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Kansas. They've been playing pretty good ball. Everything's been everything's been kind of clicking with them. Nice little forward motion progress, and they've been winning. So I'm gonna stick with Kansas.
And their fans will travel. That Rock Chalk Jayhawk will be loud and proud. A lot of blue and white. Yeah. They're going to be there. A lot of who you take?
Most definitely Kansas. I like the fact that Richmond's gotten this far, but I don't see them going much further.
Okay. I'm going to ride with Kansas too. I mean, I don't really think this one is going to be. You know what? Let me take that back. It might be closer than what everyone thinks. I mean, we had a lot of routes. I mean, in the previous games, Ohio State routed Mason, so there's been some big games. Kansas, they didn't really rout Illinois, but they beat them enough. This one on paper does say route, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. It seems like teams have been rising up and playing tough and just realizing that this is the moment. You don't get too many chances like this, but I'm still going to take Kansas. Next game, you got VCU against Florida State. Two teams, I mean, you've got a 10th seed and you got a playing game 11th seed person. Someone's going to make the Elite Eight as a double-digit seed. Who do you like? Big East, ACC versus the Colonial CAA. And remember, VCU has knocked out Pac-10, Big East, Big Ten. Next up is the ACC.
Oh, it's true. I think they'll continue also.
He likes VCU.
I mean, Florida State, they're not bad. They shoot a lot. And they either hot or cold. And I don't know, VCU seems like they're on a mission right now. It's like you said, they're going through, why not go through the ACC on their way? They might not go further than that, but I think they can at least get past ACC.
Your take?
Yeah, I say VCU too, because they just have this forward energy, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just winning games, upset after upset, winning games, and just keep going, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely got VCU on this one.
I'm going to say I'm pulling for VCU, but I got to use some common sense. I think Florida State will win. I'm going to tell you why. VCU last week, they played 3 games in about 7 days. They played their playing game.
Okay.
They came back. They played Georgetown on Friday, and they came back. And so it was Wednesday, Friday, and came back on Sunday and played the game.
Right.
And they got the team revved up. They were hot. Now you got some time off, more time to go back to the campus. Everyone down in Richmond is excited. They're probably going over to them like, yay, blah, 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 this and this and this. You know, I'm not saying the hair's getting big, but I'm sure someone may be in that thing going. You got the ladies coming at you. The people might be slipping them a little envelope. Who knows?
Yeah.
But now you got to come back to reality. And I think this game might be played. I don't know if it's going to be played Friday or Thursday, but reality comes back, and their momentum might be taken. So I'm going to take Florida State only because they are a big team. I saw them in Notre Dame. They've been 50-50 all year. They played well against Notre Dame. Grant Notre Dame didn't do nothing to help them out, shooting all threes. I mean, good grace. They never went to the rack at all. But I'm going to take Florida State in a close game. And I like the way Leonard Hamilton's been coaching. I'm going to say VCU's magic runs out because of the layoff. That's what I'm going to go with. Moving down to the Southeast, folks, for games we play in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans, in the Dome, when they get down, you've got a wide open bracket. Butler has taken on the number 1 seed. Everyone said this bracket was weak from the get-go, with Pitt being lone seed, with people were picking St. John's to get here. On my bracket, I had UCLA. Even though on this show, I did say on this show I had Pittsburgh, but I'm going to be honest, I did have another bracket where I thought UCLA would get there. This is wide open. I mean, no one thought Florida should be a 2 seed, but they ran through their first part, played in Tampa, basically on a virtual home game site. Butler made it to the championship game last year with a winning shot, could have won it. They take on a Wisconsin team who's been struggling before they got in the tournament. Now, Bo Ryan's team is playing good ball. Who do you like, Jason Smith?
I'm liking Butler. I mean, I don't see why not. They should be feel. Hopefully, like you said, their heads won't get too big from beating Pitt.
They've been here. They should know. I mean, last year they went through it, and they went further than Mason. They went to the championship game as that mid-major.
Right. And I think Wisconsin can go down. Like they came back and started playing well. Excuse me, but that can easily turn right around.
Man, I think that
this is the Big Ten we talking about, man. This is your country.
Common sense, Wisconsin would win it. Common sense to me, but the way Butler has just been sneaking off with these games.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, again, it was what you call, but it was very close game with Pitt, and they pulled it out.
Yeah, that's why I say Butler. They really snuck away with it because everybody knows they're really Pitt.
Their first game, they got a game-winning buzzer. Remember, the first game they wanted the buzzer. The ball came to the guy's hand and hit an easy layup. No one thought that. I mean, that ball came right to him.
At all, man. But I'm gonna say Wisconsin.
Okay, I figured that's Big Ten man, little Wisconsin. Honestly, I really don't care. I'm gonna be flat honest. I don't care either way on this one, and just because of. I don't know. It can be controversial because you play it out in college basketball as opposed to college football.
Right.
I'm going to pick any, money, mo, and I'm just going to go Butler. I really don't even care at the moment because it's not really a big deal. But I'm going to say Butler. It has no bearing either way for me. BYU in Florida. Jimmer Fredette, some say the best player in college basketball, taking on a Florida team who's come back to life. I mean, I didn't think they should be a 2 seed, but they benefited from that 2 seed spot. Played at home, so to speak, in Tampa, Florida. Now they're going to play down south some more. They're going to have a lot of fans here this one because they don't have too far to go, New and Louisiana. BYU Butler.
I like BYU, man.
Jimmer Fredette, right away. He's been playing good ball.
He's deadly.
He's
deadly. He was shooting from 40 out? Or
something like that. He's been playing a dynamite tournament so far. So he's riding BYU. Okay, you?
I'm gonna go with Fredette. I'm gonna hop on this Fredette bandwagon. I'm gonna hop on it because, like he said, the boy is just out there just playing some ball.
So you all like Butler and BYU in the Elite 8 matchup. That's very interesting. Okay, so that means a mid-major is going to come.
It's Armageddon, man.
Okay, Wisconsin.
It's a crazy world out here. You gotta get ready.
Okay. Well, another where I don't really care, and I'm sure a lot of my folks and friends from college are already pulling hardcore for Florida and so forth. I honestly do not care about this bracket. I mean, I didn't know who to pick from the get. That's why I chose UCLA as a sleeper pick. On the show against I told you I said pick. Normally in this instance, I usually try to say best player on the floor can lead a team. And I think the best player on the floor is Jimmer Fredette for BYU. Florida, I watched a couple of times, and honestly, I was not. I mean, they were playing decent, but I just was not like, I need to watch Florida. They're exciting me. They didn't really impress me neither, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won it. But I'm going to say BYU just because you got to pick somebody. Folks, when we come back, we're going to get some more bracket action after this brief message.
I respect my sport. I play by the rules. I honor my opponents. Integrity is found in competing fairly. The only fair sport is clean sport. I strive to win. I give my all. I compete clean because real athletes play fair.
Folks, welcome back to Bracket Madness portion of the show, the Sports Zone. I want to say that got an email here. Person wants to know, it's coming from Sandra in District Heights. What is your take on Georgetown right now losing 3 straight tournament games to double-digit seeded teams, lower seeds? And honestly, Sandra, I'm going to tell you off the break. I think this year I thought was going to be the year to get it done. They had the guard play. I thought they really had them, but injuries took it away. I mean, if you saw the game Friday, it was obvious Chris Wright was not healthy. I mean, he played, gave his heart, but he missed everything under the sun. Austin Freeman had a rough game. And VCU just beat the heck out of them. I mean, seriously, VCU just beat them. Now, if you're asking me, would VCU beat them again? They played again. I think Georgetown would beat them probably again. But it's a lot of matchups you say, this is one and done action. So it's not even about if you played 10 times. Of course, I'm going to say most of the bigger schools are going to beat some of these teams 10 times, 9 times out of 10, or 8 out of 10 times. But it's one and done. If you come slipping and you're struggling, or if you're hurt like Georgetown was, and these hungry teams like VCU with senior leadership, not to say Georgetown doesn't have it, but they just beat them. And it's rough because last year they lost first round. It was a tough one. Year before that, when they had a team, they lost to Davidson, to Stephen Curry. So it's kind of frustrating being a Hoya fan, pulling for them. It makes you angry, but it's what it is. The injuries came down at the end, and they happened at the wrong time. The second question is coming from Jay in Southeast. His question is, what's up with the Knicks and the debate over who should take the last shot? Whose team is it? Is it Mari's or Melo's? Referring to Amari Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony. Very good point. Some issues came over the weekend on a Friday night game where Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire made some comments about team who should be taking the last shot, so to speak. And, so that brought up a lot of discussion about whose team is it, especially when Melo basically said, well, he kind of narrowed it down by saying, look, it just takes time to get us going, to get a feel for him, which is jive true. He just got the team less than a month ago. Mm-hmm. But your take, whose team is it?
Well, out of respect, it's Amari team, Like you said, Carmelo just got there, and that's the problem that you would have with a superstar. When you bring one superstar to another superstar's team, and then they have to find out where their happy medium is between the two, so that they can work well together. You know what I'm saying? So it's only been a month. He just got there, so it's really gonna take a little bit of time between the two, just so they can hash out everything and really be able to flow together.
Whose team is it?
In all reality, I think because of the way that it all transpired, it seemed like Carmelo got mad because he was open at the last second. Really, as far as they're both superstars, so if you want to keep them happy, you just got to make it clear, if whoever's open. I think either of them could take the shot and make the shot, and they've both done it in previous times. So, you got to find that balance. That if you're trying to win, there's no I in team.
I'm going to say this. At the moment, it is slightly Amari's team. At the moment, because Melo has only been there a little bit of time. But if you ask most folks, Carmelo may be in the top 5 players you name if you had to name 5 guys. Maybe in the top 4. Some say after Kobe, LeBron, and Dwayne, some throw in Melo. Some don't, but some say he might be the 4th best. They still may throw out Dwight Howard, and then you may have Melo's name at the 5 spot. Most folks will say that over Amari. Granted, Amari has put himself in he's put up big numbers in this offense, big time. But remember, this offense gives you big numbers. Sure. That's how Amari got his numbers in Phoenix. He's been getting big numbers. He's playing better ball this year. He's actually getting more rebounds and playing a little bit more defense, just a little bit. Melo been putting up buckets from day one. We knew that from high school, college. No matter what offense has been, he's been getting buckets. Now, granted, the way the offense has come to him, it's been, okay, slight isolation. I'm going to hold the ball. I'm going to isolate him and see what I got here. Jab, step, jab, step. I'm going to either go to the rack or I'm going to get a bucket or I'm going to draw a foul. He is flat out a scorer. Now, if I'm coaching, you're right, depending on what the situation calls for, I'm probably going to lean towards getting the ball to Melo for a shot. That's just me. But at the moment, whose team is it? Currently, it's slightly Amari's. But I think as it gets further in the season, it'll be Melo's, I believe, as it goes. And I think next year and further on, it's Melo's because he can put the ball in the hole. This offense, no matter what the stat, if the offense can't score at all, in half-court sets, he can get the job done, which is going to be a problem for this team in the playoffs, as it's always been in previous years. In Phoenix, the problem was in half-court sets, in the playoff time comes, teams are going to shut down that fast break nonsense. They're going to play defense and say, look, score in the half court. And in Phoenix, Nash couldn't get it done like that. Right. Amari really couldn't get it done like that. As much as he may score a little bit, they couldn't throw the ball to Amari and say, get us a bucket. Right. You can do that with Melo now and say, look, we're giving you the ball, get us a bucket. And so that will probably show improve more if they make it to the playoffs as time comes. Mm-hmm. Folks, it's been a great show. Love the energy we had from you, from the calls and the emails and so forth. Keep it coming always. DHRecTV.com is where you find all kind of information. For Stefan and Jason, I'm Charles E. Hoff II, and we will see you next week with more bracket.